Good morning, Metuchen. Good morning, Metuchen. Welcome to Metuchen. I recognize so many of you, and it's been too long since I've seen so many of your faces. For those of you who don't know me, and for those of you out of town, I'm just getting you quieted down. You're not going to see me again today, but my name is Brian. Thank you, Mo. We'll come back here again. My name is Brian Tobin. I'm chair of the Metuchen Democratic Committee. You're going to hear from so many more people that are here today that are also part of the great Democratic Party of Metuchen. I am so proud to, if the state committee chair Leroy Jones was here right now, I'd tell him, you know what, we got it here in Metuchen. Democrats are here. Democrats are excited, right? And we're gonna vote column A all the way, right? Right? Everybody good? Good. All right, nobody wants to hear from me, so I'm going to introduce to you the mayor of Metuchen, the best town in the entire state. Come on up here, Jonathan. This is Jonathan Bush, who I call partner, good friend. Let's do this.
Hello, Metuchen! It is such a great honor to be here with everyone today. I'm going to start off by giving everybody the not so great news, because in politics it's not always good news. There's a lot of news to deliver that people sometimes don't want to hear, and that is unfortunately that I just heard that Senator Booker isn't feeling well. I know, it's devastating. He's not feeling well, and he's concerned obviously for everybody else's health, and he sends his regrets. But I just, obviously if now is any time to realize this, we all know the way this works, and obviously if you're not feeling well, you want to stay home. And it's important that he do that, and we respect that and appreciate it. Chairman Leroy Jones will be here, and he will be here shortly. And we have a lot of people with us today that I want to acknowledge to start. And obviously we've got a lot of people from our county team here. I want to start off by recognizing Director Ron Rios, Commissioner Santinara, Commissioner Chanel McCollum, and our surrogate is here, Clarabelle Cortez. And of course, later in the program, we're going to hear from our chairman, Kevin McCabe, and our vice chairwoman, Beatrice Moskowitz, Metuchen's own. Now, before I introduce our vice chair, I just want to talk about, excuse me. How could I forget Metuchen's own commissioner, Charlie Tamaro. Thank you. In addition to giving people bad news on occasion, the worst part of being in a job like this is potentially forgetting really important people that are in your vicinity. So I apologize. Yesterday. You know what? I was at an event yesterday Charlie was hosting, and he forgot someone. So we're even now. Okay. There's a lot of other prominent people. We'll talk to them, hear from them throughout the short program that we have here. But the thing is, we're having this rally here in Metuchen because democracy matters and dialogue matters, and we've seen a lot nationally that have been particularly concerning to us as Democrats, okay, as people in central New Jersey. But some of you who know me personally know that for a living I go from town to town, and on weeknights I'm in all different places throughout the state of New Jersey, and I've seen some pretty tough stuff, especially recently. You go from school district to school district, and you've seen people screaming and yelling at us and telling us things that, frankly, are not necessarily within the control of a board of education or a town council, okay, or a state legislator or a county. But beyond that, there's been some real nasty dialogue, and there's a playbook. There's a national playbook that we've seen with the national Republicans, and unfortunately, it's being adopted in a lot of our communities. We've seen it adopted in a lot of these places, in a lot of these towns, but typically I get in my car and I've come back to Metuchen and I've said, you know what, I've got this oasis here at least. But this year's been a little different. The Republicans in our town, the Metuchen Republicans have changed their strategy, and they've adopted the national strategy. On social media, we see them sowing discord to create divisiveness, to create various edges on issues. And it's a big concern of ours because this town is good at having conversations. And we're better than that. We are better than that. Metuchen, we don't do false narratives. We tell truth. We tell facts. And that's what we're going to do here in Metuchen going forward. So in any case, at this point, I'd like to introduce to you the vice chairwoman of the County of Middlesex, which is also the vice chair right here in our party in Metuchen. Ladies and gentlemen, my second mother, Beatrice Moscow.
That's really the truth, everybody. All right, now really, let's hear Metuchen. Come on, we picked this town for a reason. Why? Come on. Aside from the mother angle, I thought about what I was going to say, and I realized that I probably have the age on every other elected official here to speak. And the good part about that is I've been around a long time, and I've been able to see every administration come in here to the county, and especially to Metuchen. And we don't pick people willy-nilly. Where are all my committee people, by the way? Raise those hands, because you're the ones who help pick our candidates across this county. And that seat is so important because you're the ones who recognize the validity and the strength of each one of these county officials. I remember Ron Rios coming first to Metuchen when he wanted to work, and now he's been the director forever, and wonderful, of course. Our assembly persons, Mr. Karabinchak, and Mr. Stanley. These are wonderful, wonderful candidates. I think back also on our local candidates. Our mayors have been excellent, but who cannot say that under the tenure of Jonathan Bush, this municipality has absolutely moved to the nth degree. Look at our streets, look at our buildings, look at our town hall, look at all that's going on. Jonathan, everybody is nodding, Jonathan. And our two candidates, and I'm not going to touch on it because I know somebody else is going to introduce them, but I was going to because, listen, got one person here, everybody who speaks about Joel says, this man has such a technical mind. And what that really means is when you present an idea to Joel, he nods and smiles and says yes, and then asks you immediately another question. So you have to step back and think about what your real meaning is for that question. Can you do better than that? No. Jason and I have worked on the technology committee, raise your hand, Rich, that we started, what, 80s? A zillion years ago. Before technology was a thing, people, if you can believe that, it was just television. Not only does he know everything about technology, he knows how to deal with the people who are going to help you in Metuchen, in your businesses, with your family. Thank you. Let somebody else go. Go. Oh, vote. Wait. Did everybody vote? Come on, let me see those hands. Brian voted on early voting. Did anybody try on new early voting? It's fabulous. Thank you. Okay, great. That's it. Vote. Goodbye.
All right. So we also have some mayors with us today. Mayor John McCormick from Woodbridge. And we've got our friends from the 18th District here. And I say friends from the 18th District because we have worked really hard together. We've worked really hard together in East Brunswick. We got Brad Cohen. And from Highland Park, we've got Gail Brill-Mittler, who... This mayor's club is a lonely club. And there's only so many people who get it, and we get a chance to talk to each other and work through issues as Gail Brill-Mittler and I did a week ago. We had a very important conversation with one another. All right, so I really appreciate everybody being here. We're going to keep introducing people as we go. It is my great honor. So I'll just tell you, in January, okay, every January in Metuchen, we select who our appointments are for the year. And, I have to have an alternate for the planning board, especially since sometimes I can't make it. I have other meetings during those nights. And it's really, really important when you select the person to represent you, that you have someone who represents you, who thinks like you, who has the same ideas as you, so that if you're not there, you have someone doing the job, right? So I've gotten to know Joel Branch over the last year or so, year and a half. And let me tell you something, this is just a great guy. This is a smart guy. This is someone who knows how to deal with people. This is someone who knows how to deal with the issues. it is a huge honor that Joel agreed. I can't believe he agreed, but he agreed to run on our ticket. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to introduce to you our candidate here in Metuchen for Borough Council, Joel Branch.
Okay, I don't know how to live up to that. I don't know how to live up to that, but I hope my kids were listening. So hey, yes, my name is Joel Branch. We have been in town since, it seems like since forever. It's been a short run, but it's been a long run because we have developed a great family, great sense of community. Everything that we saw about Metuchen, like in articles and heard from people, it is true, it has come alive for us, and we are incredibly grateful, and thank you, everybody in this room, for making Metuchen what it is. Thank you so much. So our platform, just want to talk about our platform very quickly. Moving Metuchen forward, that is about inclusiveness, resiliency, and evolving. Inclusive, accessibility to information, so that not only people who have lived here a long time, but newer people, etc., feel a belonging to this great community, feel a belonging to the great events that go on in this community and all the processes from the committees, from the council, et cetera, that reaches people faster, quicker, in a very clear manner, so that we can clear out all this nonsense that the other people have been talking about that happens in Metuchen, right? So resiliency, continuing forward what we've done throughout the pandemic, some great things that kept Metuchen really alive and standing on the shoulders of giants, so to say, even through some tough times. And evolving, keep going forward as far as safety, other policies, the art district, and anything I can help with there, I am going to dig in and help bring that forward, okay? So, on an ending note, I just want to say, in this election, the choice is absolutely clear. It's absolutely clear. Sometimes the choice is not clear. I'm going to make a little joke and just something I've observed in my years of living. I am from Chicago, and I always thought the choice was clear, that deep dish pizza is the best pizza on earth. Exactly. Then I moved to New Haven, and I said, hey, New Haven has some great pizza. And then I moved to Jersey, and I said, hey, Jersey has some great pizza. The choice just isn't clear, but it's not exactly clear, okay? It's not exactly clear. But here is what is clear. The choice in this election is clear. We are about community building. We are not about divisiveness. We are not about sowing discord, okay? We have character and integrity to stand on, okay? And when you stand on character and integrity, that is an inviting environment and community for everybody to feel welcome and feel included in, okay? The other side does not have that. They cannot offer it. They haven't even tried. So again, the choice is very clear in this election. It's not like pizza. The choice is clear. You do column A all the way. Understand me? Go vote. Vote. Thank you.
All right, Joel. See what I said? Isn't Joel great? All right. So we've got a lot of council members here obviously from the borough of Metuchen. We've got our council members here, and I'll get to them in a second. We have Edison Councilwoman Joyce Ship Freeman. They got a bit of a race over there. There's Joyce. There she is. Joyce is the best. She's in Metuchen all the time. We've got Highland Park council members Elsie Foster Dublin. We got Councilman Matt Hirsch. And right here in Metuchen, where's Dorothy Rasmussen? Sherry Rose Rubin. Tyler Candell. Dan Hirsch. And last but not least, we have our councilman who's up for re-election, who is the most dedicated guy you can talk to about this town, about his friendships. He is a passionate guy, and he is the kind of person that if you need something, you email him and he gets it done. Not everybody who's in public service can do all the things that Jason does. Ladies and gentlemen, councilman, and hopefully future councilman, Jason Delia.
Thank you. How's everybody doing? Thank you all for being here today. This is such an important day. As Jonathan mentioned, there's been a lot of negativity coming from this campaign. It's so great to have all this positivity here today. Let me feel that positivity, please. And keep it going for my new friend, your next borough councilman, Joel Branch. How awesome is he, huh? I've had the privilege of getting to know Joel over the last 5 to 6 months or so. You heard his message of inclusivity, of transparency. I cannot wait to have him on the council with us, working with us. I'm just so excited to have Joel. So thank you, Joel. Thank you for agreeing. Thank you, Jonathan, for convincing him. It's amazing. So for me, this role is all about putting in the work. That's what I'm here to do. That's what I feel like I've done over my first term. One of the most important things for the town is the walkability and the safety of people. And we've done a lot of work over the last 3 years to continue that. We've reduced almost all of our town roadways to 25 miles an hour. We've added lighted crosswalks at 5 of our major intersections. We've added lighted stop signs, flashing speed signs, and we're about to have our very first bike lane on Grove Avenue coming up in next spring. One of the other things we care about here is our local businesses, our downtown, right? And how important that is to us as a community. And when the pandemic hit, we were really worried about how our community and our businesses will survive through this. So I took it on myself to work with the Metuchen Downtown Alliance, the Chamber of Commerce, the borough, the business owners, and we came up with our plan to help support the businesses through the pandemic. Metuchen was one of the first towns in the state to have a plan in place to reuse our sidewalks, our alleys, our parking lots, even our streets. And Metuchen's doing great. Downtown is thriving right now. So there's a lot more examples of that, but I'm really excited for the rest of the speakers. So I'm just going to stop and say, I'm here to do the work. There's a lot more work to do, and I'm here to do the work. Please get out and vote if you haven't voted. Tell your friends and families to get out and vote. Tell them to vote for me, Jason Delia, Joel Branch. Tell them to vote for all our friends in the county, all our friends in the state, to go for Governor Murphy. If you want to keep Metuchen moving forward, column A all the way, everybody. Thank you.
All right. Okay. So a couple other local officials, our Board of Education members here. We have 1/3 of our Board of Ed here actually as well, which shows the level of cooperation, frankly. We've got great people on our Board of Education. Our Board President, Brian Glassberg, is here. Dr. Hazel Ann Johnson Marcus. That's another one I botched over the years. We've got Eric Suss. We've also got some additional council members. We've got Daria Ludis from Jamesburg. And where's Suzette Dato? I've known Suzette Dato since I was a little kid. She used to work in my dad's law office. Where's Suzette Dato? Okay, South Amboy Councilwoman Suzette Dato. We also have some state officials with us. Our 18th district, this week alone, we announced the $100,000 we got in money for trees. We had trees that had fallen on people's homes. We love our trees in Metuchen, but we also recognize how dangerous they can be. And we said something. We called up our 18th district legislators and said, listen, we've got some issues here. We've got to deal with these trees, and we can't bond for it. How do we fix the trees? They got us $100,000 for trees. Because we asked. We had issues with our field. Anybody who has kids here or not knows the condition of Myrtle Field. It didn't have new turf since 2006. It was like running and playing soccer. It still is like running and playing soccer on concrete, not grass the way it's supposed to simulate. And we said, we really need help doing this. We went to our 18th district legislators and we said, we really need money. And they got us $350,000. You know, the people we're running against, they like to mock us for the connections, for the relationships that we have with county and state officials. They have no idea how this works. That's right. If we show up for them, they show up for us. And they have showed up for us. Ladies and gentlemen, Assemblyman Rob Karavinchik, Assemblyman Sterling Stanley, and it is my honor to introduce to speak our State Senator Patrick Dignan.
So, am I going to fill in for Cory Booker? It's kind of a impossible task. I really am honored because I have two running mates that are the gold standard of the state of New Jersey. And everything that we just talked about is because we are working as a team. But I'm going to be serious for a moment. We have a tremendous governor, and I just think that with COVID, people are being distracted. For the first time in 20 years, our teachers and public pension have been fully paid. The state of New Jersey actually has a surplus this year. Tax revenues are through the roof. People are moving into this state. You know the old joke that every Republican says people are moving out of New Jersey? Could you tell me where? Does anybody have a house in their neighborhood that's up for sale? Exactly. That people, I was actually talking to somebody recently from Montclair that she told me that if a house is for sale, people from New York are coming in, knocking on the door in advance to see if they can see it. This state is booming. It is in the right direction. But more importantly, our governor cares about what's important to us. We all know about equality, social issues, the environment. This is important, folks. This is important. Usually New Jersey is just another state. This year, 2 states are going to potentially tell the future of our nation. And I'm scared, I gotta be honest with you. Virginia and New Jersey. If the Trumpsters win in those 2 states, I fear for the future of our country. And I'm not over-exaggerating here. It is scary, the wacky things, these conspiracy theories that these people believe. Please, please don't take this for granted. If I have one more person, today we were all saying, Murphy's going to win by 10 points. Oh, you guys are in a walk. Oh, don't even worry about Edison. Oh, Metuchen's a walk. Get out and vote. Have your neighbors get out and vote. Because we don't want these wacky fake news people being able to say, oh, it was closer than they think. Let's blow them out of the water and let us show what the state of New Jersey is all about. Thank you for your support.
Thank you so much, Senator. We also have with us, by the way, great honor to have with us, Sheriff Millie Scott. Hi, Sheriff. Thanks for being here. All right, so, you know, these state officials are incredibly important to us, as I explained. Our county officials are equally important. We've worked so well with our county commissioners. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my honor to introduce Director of our Board of County Commissioners, Ron Rios.
Thank you. You know, we have a lot of great programs and services in Middlesex County, and it's working together with your local community, working with the mayor and the council, just like working together for that park that's going to go up here, right? $3.5 million that we gave to Metuchen for a beautiful park. This election is critical, and I mean that. We have so many good programs for the veterans, for our seniors, for our disabled, but we're not done. We need your help. We can't take this election lightly. You know, after I got out of church today, I was starting to think, what am I going to say here today? And you know what? It's so important to remember. You see that flag? So many people died for that flag, for what we're enjoying today, our freedoms. We owe it to them that fought for that flag for democracy and our freedoms, and we owe it to our kids. So I'm asking you, please, tell your neighbors, your friends, your family, column A all the way, and we'll be victorious on November 2nd, Tuesday. Thank you.
Thank you, Director. You know, when you think about the ways that we get help, for example, when we bought the Forum Theater, we asked Director Rios, we asked the commissioners, and that's how we got the Forum Theater. Just so you understand the way this works. Thank God for these county commissioners who are here in Metuchen. So now I get to introduce someone at the county level who is not only an incredible dear friend, but who lives right here in Metuchen. It's a huge honor when someone of this level, level of knowledge, of this level of experience, chooses your town to live in. And I gotta be straightforward here. He's also a really good friend. So, ladies and gentlemen, I would love to. It's my duty and it's my honor to introduce to you the County Democratic Chairman and Metuchen resident and dear friend, Kevin McCabe.
Thank you, Mayor. I guess if I didn't move to Metuchen, I wouldn't be such a dear friend. You gotta weigh those. I said, hey, Laura, I'd like to be his friend. Let's go to Metuchen. So it was not by accident that the McCabe's ended up in Metuchen back in the fall. It was actually 3 years this fall, this October. So here we are. And it's because of the hospitality, the environment, and of course the leadership. And that doesn't happen. First and foremost, the person who's been at my side since we embarked upon this endeavor as chair and vice chair. The first time we lost, I don't know if you knew that, but I let that go. She hasn't. But the second time, we prevailed. Yeah. And let me tell you something. The success by which we see here in Middlesex on so many different levels, politically, governmentally, et al., doesn't happen by accident. It happens because of the people who come in every day. What she does is understated. There are a number of people here who serve on a myriad of committees through the MCDO that would not be in existence today. They were dormant prior to her becoming the vice chair, among so many other things that she's done. She's on a board of elections now. Thank God she's there because the Republicans everywhere you turn are trying to play tricks, pun intended. But that being said, she has been it was a 7-second delay here in Metuchen, I see. Boy, I could Woodbridge, I would have got that like that. But thank you. But that being said, I'm going to have you in every audience, man. Give me your number when I leave. But that being said, it is my honor. I'm glad she's there. She's not only somebody I've known forever, but she's been a true partner every step of the way. Our vice chair, Beatrice Moskowitz. And yes, Jonathan is the mayor, is a dear friend. Going back to the days when we worked together in the mayor's office of the McGreevy administration. And we knew back then that this guy was going to be something. It started when we were trying to plot his run for student council president in Maryland. I kid you not. The rules have passed, right? We're over 20 years now. But that being said, we could see it early on, and it's absolutely reached its culmination today. I actually think he's only scratching the surface of what he's been able to do. What he's been able to do in Metuchen, what he's been able to do in the 18th district, what he's been able to do in Middlesex, and beyond. The guy's network runs from Cape May to Bergen County. You're all very fortunate that you could call him your mayor because he is a terrific leader. Mayor Bush, thank you. To the director, to the commissioners, to Wall, to the members of the 18th district, to the guys running locally who I've gotten to know because I went to my door. And God bless them for going. I held them for 45 minutes. I saw them go. It was the toughest audience they had. But they did okay. Because it's so important, as the mayor knows, as the vice chair knows, as the state chair knows, it all starts locally. The success of our foundation in Middlesex County is three, it's the local leadership, organized labor in so many different forms, and the county committee. I'm a former municipal chair in Woodbridge. Chairman Jones is former chair in East Orange. We get it. We know it. It's important. And we don't take that for granted. So to all, thank you. I just want to parse this in a few, if I can, and to be quick. Middlesex County continues to blaze a trail, if you will. There are moments in time in elections, moments in time where you got to step back and say, this one's going to be special. And I will say this one has been tough. The apathy in the environment, in the electorate, the chairman and I talk about it all the time. Senator Booker were here, he'd be saying the exact same thing. And by the way, Senator did text me and call today, and let's just make sure he does okay, because he's going to be in for a little bit of a slog. So let's say a prayer for him and for all those. But the apathy in this election, and you get it, post-Trump, post-pandemic, post-office. And I mean that. The post office is now, they charge you more and it's taking longer to get the mail out. Because they got some lackey down there who's running the place. It's crazy. It is crazy. But we see it. The vote by mails in Middlesex County, which we take pride in over the years, has been a saving grace. We were worried up until about 3 weeks ago. Where's Edie Delgado, the executive director of the MCDO? Edie? She's also, by the way, been appointed by the Speaker to be a commissioner on the congressional redistricting. So Edie's congratulations on that as well. But Edie's has lost sleep over this. And thank God, Chairman, you know this, in the last 3 weeks, Middlesex has popped. Our vote by mails have come in. In fact, we now lead the state in vote by mail returns and Democratic. Moments in time. Blazing a trail. The Middlesex County Board of Commissioners, the constitutional officers, blaze a trail. Santi Nara, who's running this year, was the first South Asian member to be a member of the Board of Commissioners. Chanel McCollum, who is following in the footsteps of a wonderful, dear friend that we all love, Kenny Armwood. I'm sorry? Oh, okay. What, I point to Jonathan when I said that? That's like Pat thinks he's Cory Booker. Oh, I saw Pat this morning. I said, oh, praise God, Cory's okay. I don't know about you. I've never seen Cory and Pat in the same room at the same time. You're spot on again, Senator. Our director, Ron Rios, who has told me this 7 years ago, the importance of a AAA bond rating when I was like, what the hell is a AAA bond rating? Now we know what a AAA bond rating is and what it means, especially when you're going through a pandemic and you maintain that AAA bond rating. And again, we're seeing blazing a trail by which Clarabelle Cortez, who's going to be the first, not only female, but the first Latina to serve as our surrogate this year. Moments in time. It's also a moment in time, too, because people don't talk about this. Maybe I'm sure the chairman will. And he's so eloquent in the way he delivers it. Think about this. This is a point of personal pride as Democrats. And this is the part where I'll probably get a little serious because around this time I get very serious. Governor Murphy will be the first Democrat to be reelected governor in 44 years. And to put that in perspective, Governor Byrne, who was known then as one-term Byrne, right? One, got his name put on a building, his name taken off a building, and a Democrat still hasn't been reelected in that time. Think about that. These are moments in time. We look at these elections, I think everyone was exhausted after what happened. But we have a job to do. I, as chair, Vice Chair Moskowitz, the mayor, the council, the entire commissioners, the gentleman I'm going to introduce, we take this very seriously. Elections have consequences. We just heard the senator talk about it. And to quote one of my favorite bands is the Talking Heads, this ain't no party, this ain't no disco, this ain't no fooling around. We cannot rest on our laurels. Even in Middlesex County, where we're doing pretty good. Because one day, we're going to turn around and we're going to say, what the hell happened? God forbid. So we have a job to do. We got 2 days to get it going. If you haven't done your job yet, please do it. I implore you to do it. Elections have consequences. God forbid what we may see over the next 2, 3, 4 years. We cannot leave that to chance. We need to re-elect Governor Murphy back. We need to re-elect our commissioners, the 18th district, the local guys, because it's that important. I feel very good about where we're going, not only for this cycle, but upcoming cycles, because the gentleman I'm going to introduce. I'm introducing? I guess I am now. But it's my pleasure. As a chairman in East Orange, as a public office holder. He just gets it. He understands the strength of strong organizations, what that means for the overall greater good. I'll tell you, when he was sworn in July, June of this past year, I knew we were going to be in really good hands. When he takes his full term in January, thank God he will be there because of what we may be up against coming out of Washington at all. And I do believe we're in good hands. He is a great leader. He's been a great friend. I've known him, and I've gotten to know Jackie and Lori and I. We go out to dinner, we socialize because they're just such good people. As great of a leader as he is that grounded of an individual. But he takes this very seriously as well. Ladies and gentlemen, we all have our boss. The state chairman is my boss. We are so honored to have him here in Metuchen. Let's bring it up. Let's give a great hand for our good friend, our leader, Chairman Leroy Jones. Chairman.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Can I borrow these young ladies? Come on, baby. Come on, guys. Come on up here. Come on. Come on, guys. You know, I was standing there, you know, listening to, you know, all the eloquent speakers. But my eyes were, you know, fixed on, you know, these young ladies. Because this is what we are all here for. This is the tomorrow that we all strive for. And this is the foundation that we are building right now so that these young ladies can walk across that bridge of success, can walk across those opportunities that they are so deserving of. And this is the work that we do. So, to my good friend Kevin McCabe, you know, who you know has you know so often you know introduced me so eloquently, and I think I'm you know oftentimes not even deserving of that. You know, he has been a force you know here in Middlesex County. You know, a new neighbor and resident of Metuchen. You know, but he has been you know a force of nature you know in democratic politics throughout this state. And you know, to him and his wife Lori, who are family friends of mine, and my wife Jackie, who's here with me today, you know, I could not you know have a better partner, you know, in this quest to build a tomorrow than Kevin McCabe. Let's give it up for Kevin. To the mayor, you know, who you know has you know just served with distinction, to the members that are running for public office, to you know our LD18 representatives, you know, Senate and Assembly, you know, to you know a young lady that's going to make history here in Middlesex County as the first Latina to serve as surrogate, you know, to the sheriff, you know, who you know serves with distinction as well. You know, to the members of the Middlesex Board of County Commissioners, you know, to our director, you know, to those individuals who serve so willingly and, you know, oftentimes, you know, regrettably on the Board of Education, you know, you know, they have, you know, a passion that is so unique and so special, you know, that, you know, works its way back to these young ladies that stand here in solidarity with me. But I want to just say this to you all. Kevin mentioned that, you know, this election has consequences. And yes, they do. And the consequences, you know, could, you know, prove to be very detrimental to these young ladies that, you know, are on both sides of me. And it is our responsibility. It is our crusade now, because this is an election that, you know, is like none others. It does have its consequences. It is being watched across this nation, as we are the only state with gubernatorial elections other than the state of Virginia. And while across this nation, people are blocking or attempting to block voting rights, which we have worked so hard to open up those opportunities, whether they be vote by mail, whether they be in-person early voting, and the crescendo on Election Day on November 2nd. They have also attempted to block, you know, opportunities for women to, you know, express their right to choose whether or not, they want to, have their bodies afflicted through abortion or not. Those rights to choose, will often, will soon be, before these young ladies. I am a firm believer of her body, her choice. And we should all be respectful. So those are the consequences, ladies and gentlemen, that are before us. Sheila Oliver and Phil Murphy, along with these fine legislators, have been those crusaders to protect, those simple rights and so many others, social justice, a right to a fair wage, equality for, gender equality, for, equal pay, equal work. Those are the things that are important to the Democratic parties. Those are the things that, work its way down to these local elections that, these fine, individuals are asking for your vote for. It is our responsibility to focus on our tomorrow. And when we focus on our tomorrow, we have to understand what Kevin talked about, these moments in time. Ladies and gentlemen, generations ago, Martin Luther King stood in, the well of D.C. at the reflecting pool, that faces the Washington Monument. And he talked about the fierce urgency of now. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that moment is before us. This is the fierce urgency of now, and this is the opportunity that we have to respond to that urgency with a vote. With a vote for Murphy, with a vote for Oliver that talks about a stronger, a fairer, and a New Jersey moving forward. With towns like Metuchen and other towns in Middlesex County that are oh so important to the future of our country, to the future of our state, to the future of our county, to the future of our municipality. We have a responsibility to these young ladies. Ladies and gentlemen, let's understand the moment of now. Let's understand that this is the fierce urgency of now. We have a responsibility to our future. Let's not look at that in vain. Let's seize the moment. Let's move forward. Let's put those ballots in the mail. Let's go out and early vote. We have up until 6 o'clock tonight. And those that haven't done it, let's move on Tuesday to make sure that we vote for Murphy, Oliver, the full column A team, and make sure that we preserve the future for these young ladies. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. God bless you all. Let's move forward with New Jersey first and our future first with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ladies. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys.
All right, Chairman, thank you so much. Hey, listen, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much for dealing well with disappointment, and thank you for being here. This was a heck of a rally, and that's because of you. All right, we're going to get out there, we're going to vote on Tuesday, or beforehand, okay, because you can early vote, till 6 o'clock today. Today's the last day. Today's the last day of early voting. Edison Senior Center until 6 o'clock. But if you can't do that, on Tuesday from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. at your usual polling place in Metuchen or wherever you're from, please, please do not allow apathy to get the best of us. Please, please do not do that. Or as the Chairman McCabe said, we're going to wake up one day and we're going to be upset and we're going to wonder what happened. Enjoy your Halloween. If you've got kids and you're trick-or-treating in Metuchen, be safe and come to my house and we got hot dogs for them. Take care, everyone.